Well, welcome back. This is our second seminar or demonstration on healthy eating and cooking with local food, and hope everybody enjoys it.
And
I'm going to go to the summer squash crepes next, which this is kind of a different recipe. It's a European style because they're using crepes, which is basically an unsweetened pancake, and it's very thin, and we're going to use a medley of sauteed summer vegetables in this. So let me see, my skillet is getting warm. It is, and I'm going to start here. I'm going to put a little oil. Olive oil is what we really like to use in this dish, about a tablespoon or so. I'm going to move my cutting board out of my way. And we'll go right down our recipe list here. So we'll start with the zucchini first. I always like to use a chef knife. That's what they call this. Butcher knife. I'll cut off my ends. And I like to cut my zucchini about 1/4 of an inch thick or so, maybe close to a 1/2 inch. Using your finger as a guide is always a good idea. You really can't cut a finger that way. So I'll cut my zucchini, and then I need an onion. I'm going to finish cutting my onions. My skillet's getting warm. I can see it starting to smoke a little bit. Let's see if we can get some smell going in here. That's nice. Tongs are very important to have when cooking. They're so versatile. You can do a lot of things with your tongs. I'll take the pepper. I'm only going to use half of this pepper. We're going to prepare a small amount of a meal here. And really, you can chop up your veggies any style, any way that you want, but it does pay to be consistent of how you chop them, trying to keep them all about the same size. They'll all cook evenly and be done about the same size. You won't have anything mushy, you won't have anything too firm. My onions are starting to smell good, so I'm going to put my pepper in there, and I'll put my zucchini in there too. And then I needed a green pepper as well. Okay, so same with our cauliflower. This is kind of the touchiest thing. It's really hard to saute cauliflower because of its texture. So odd. So I do like to try and get small little florets if I can. All about the same size. And if I have something that's too big, I'll just cut it in half. And the cauliflower is going to take the longest to cook, but we don't want to cook it until it's soft or mushy. We just want to cook our vegetables slightly so we don't lose, again, all the vitamins, the minerals, and the beneficial enzymes, the living organisms that really feed us. And so our crepe recipe is really like a pancake recipe, minus the baking soda, really. You don't want a light, fluffy crepe. You want a very thin, very, very thin, flexible crepe is what you want. And maybe about 6 to 8 inches. Almost we're going to be eating them. You can put that up there, yeah, and then I'll take a couple of the crepes here just to show everybody. Like a taco is really kind of how crepes are used. I'll just take 2, yeah. So here's our crepes. And you can see they look just like a pancake. In my pancake recipes, I put a couple tablespoons of sugar, though, and baking soda. And I don't use milk, I just use water. So in our crepes, you know, you take your medley. And in fact, before I do this, you know, I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock. Just for the flavor and the nutrients and all the beneficial things that our chicken stock has to offer us. So I'm going to go ahead and I would add something like this, about a tablespoon or 2, because you don't need much. This isn't a liquid recipe or a sauce recipe. And it's always important to have a skillet for your crepes that is non-oiled. You want to have a very dry skillet. You have to put a little bit of oil in your crepe recipe, but your skillet you want it to be dry so your crepes will brown up real nice. So.
Say that again. What did you say about?
Oh, so your crepes will brown up. You want them to brown just slightly. And these are very delicious and very filling, by the way, too. And then, you know, topping these with a little bit of goat cheese is absolutely impressive. We can put that over on the table, too.